Welcome to another interesting lesson for all of you. Today we have Damika sir here with another interesting lesson. Let us see what he has in store for you. Hello sir.
Hello Nirmala. Hello children. Today we are going to talk about one of the most commonly used word, group. We use the word group in our day-to-day language. We talk about different collections with the use of the word group. A group of elephants, a group of actors, a group of judges, a group of stones. Do you think that they are correct?
Yes, all of them are groups, but I think there are different words to name them.
Exactly correct. Today our effort is to talk about whether we use the word group correctly. Let's have a look at it. Look at this picture. What can you see? There are some elephants.
Yes.
What is the suitable word that we can use to talk about this group?
Of course, they are a group, but we call them a herd.
Correct. A herd of elephants. That is the correct way to talk about it. Look at the second picture. A swarm of bees or a group of bees. What is the correct word?
Of course, a swarm of bees.
Correct. Let's have a look at the third picture. There are some chicks there. They look very innocent, don't they?
Yes.
What is the suitable word that we can use?
A brood of chickens.
Exactly correct. We call it a brood of chicks, not a group of chicks. Herd, brood, swarm and group. Can you tell me what they are?
Yes, of course. Children, they are collective nouns.
Let's have a look at the next slide. Collective nouns. What are collective nouns? Collective nouns are the names for a group of individuals, people, animal, things, concepts or ideas. Let's have a look at some collective nouns. Herd, range, gang, pack, board. Herd. It can be used in a meaningful phrase as a herd of elephants. Can you look at the other collective nouns and put them in meaningful phrases?
Yes, let us give a try, children. A range of mountains, a gang of thieves, a pack of cards, a board of directors.
Good. Now we are moving to the next slide. Before that, we have to talk about how collective nouns are used in sentences. The word herd can be used alone in a sentence. The herd was walking along the field. But look at this one. Can you read it out?
A herd of elephants was walking along the field.
Children, you can use the collective noun individually in a sentence. And at the same time, the collective noun can be included in a meaningful phrase such as a herd of elephants, a gang of thieves, and it also can be used in a meaningful sentence. A herd of elephants was walking along the field. So both sentences give the same meaning. Now let's have a look at the next slide. Collective nouns on people. Do you have anything to ask?
Yes. What collective nouns can we use on people?
Yes, we use the word troupe to indicate a group of dancers or actors. But look at the next.
Orchestra. What is an orchestra, sir?
An orchestra refers to a group of instrumentalists.
Right. A panel.
A panel refers to a group of experts, a panel of judges.
Board. When can we use the word board?
A board of directors. It is used to talk about a group of professionals.
Right. A crowd.
A crowd of people.
A gang.
A gang of thieves.
A mob. When can we use the word mob?
We use the word mob to talk about a group of unruly people, the people who cannot be controlled, a mob of demonstrators.
Mob of protesters.
Correct.
Staff.
A staff of teachers, the people those who are working in one place.
Crew.
A group of people working on an aeroplane or a ship.
A choir. When can we use the word choir, sir?
A choir of musicians, singers.
Yes, in schools you have choirs, children.
Correct. Now we are moving to the next slide. There I am going to give you a simple activity. You have to do this activity.
I hope children are also ready to do an exercise now.
You have to use these collective nouns in meaningful phrases. Let's see whether you can do it.
Right.
The first one.
A gang of thieves.
Second.
A team of players.
Third.
A board of directors.
What about regiment?
A regiment of soldiers.
Staff.
A staff of teachers.
What about panel?
A panel of judges.
Right. Now we have discussed about the collective nouns that we can use to talk about a group of people. We are moving to the next slide where we are going to discuss how we can use the collective nouns on animals.
Right. Let us see the words that we can use. A pack.
A pack of carnivorous animals.
Who are carnivores, sir?
Carnivorous animals means canine animals. Canine animals means predators. Predators means animals like lions, tigers, leopards. A pack of wolves. A pack of lions.
A shoal.
A shoal of fish.
A flock.
A flock of birds.
A swarm.
A swarm of bees.
A brood.
A brood of chicks or a brood of chickens.
A hive.
Yes, you can use the word swarm or hive to talk about a group of bees. A swarm of bees, a hive of bees.
A herd.
A herd of cows, a herd of elephants. Herd refers to a group of herbivorous animals.
Who are herbivores, sir?
Herbivorous animals means the animals, those who eat grass.
Right. Now you got a good idea of the words that you can use with animals.
Right. Now the next slide also an activity. I am going to give you a chance to do this activity. Can you do this one?
Yes.
You
I
have
hope
to use these collective nouns in meaningful phrases. Herd, pack, hive, brood, flock, shoal. Can you do that?
I hope the children are also ready. Let's do it together, children. A herd of cows. A pack of wolves. A hive of bees. A brood of chickens. A flock of birds. A shoal of fish.
You have done it accurately. Right. Now we have discussed about the collective nouns on animal, the collective nouns on people. In the next slide, we are going to discuss how we can use the collective nouns on objects and other things. Let's have a look at the next. Collective nouns on objects and other things.
Right. When can we use a heap, sir?
A heap of stones. Now, you have heaps of stones everywhere on the road when you go alone.
A collection.
Collection. If you go to a building site, you can see a heap of stones.
A set.
A set of tools and a set of rules as well.
Yes, interesting. Set of tools and set of rules. A stack.
A stack of hay.
Series.
A series of books, a series of novels, a series of films.
That is also a collection.
Correct. A range of mountains.
A chest.
A chest of drawers.
A bunch.
A bunch of flowers.
A bunch of grapes.
Correct. Okay. Right. Now we have discussed three things. Collective nouns on people, collective nouns on animal, collective nouns on objects. So the next slide is also an activity for you. Let's see whether Nirmala can put these collective nouns in meaningful phrases.
Yes, children, let us do this together.
First one.
A chest of drawers.
Second.
A bunch of flowers.
Third.
A bunch of keys.
Third.
A fleet of ships.
Fourth.
A clutch of eggs. A range of mountains. A set of rules.
Okay, that's correct. Now we have come to a certain level of our lesson. The children have learned how to use collective nouns on people, collective nouns on animals, and collective nouns on objects and other things. Now let's have a look at some grammar rules. Collective nouns are generally considered as groups. When there is a collective noun, it refers to a particular group of animals, a group of lions, a group of people. So the group stays as one unit. So generally, the collective nouns are considered as singular nouns. So they carry singular verbs. But some collective nouns can be used in singular as well as in plural forms. Let's have a look at this slide where we are going to observe how we can use the collective nouns as singular nouns. Look at this first example. Can you read it out?
Yes. The family are planning to spend the vacation in Kandy.
Here, the family is considered as one unit. Since the family is considered as one unit, it stands as a singular noun. Since it stands as a singular noun, we use a singular verb. The family is considered as a singular noun, so it should carry a singular verb. The family is planning to spend the vacation in Kandy. The second sentence, can you read it out?
The herd usually stay together.
Herd, it refers to a group, one unit, so it stands as a singular noun, so it carries a singular verb. And the third example, the jury have reached at a conclusion. There are members in the jury, we know that. But remember children, the jury is considered in this sentence as one unit, a single unit. So it should carry a singular verb. Fourth example, a litter of kittens were born in the shelter. Here there is a noun phrase, a litter of kittens. Though there are many kittens, the head of the noun phrase is the subject of the sentence. The head of the noun phrase is the word litter. So a litter is considered as a singular noun, so it should carry a singular verb. A litter of kittens was born in the shelter. The next example also can be described in the same way. A flock of sheep was grazing in the field. So according to these 5 examples, I think our children can understand that the collective nouns stand as a single unit, so that they should be considered as singular nouns. And in the next slide, we are going to discuss how collective nouns can be used as plural nouns. Let's have a look at that. What do you think of this slide, Nirmala?
Yes.
The family are planning different destinations for the trip. What is your idea about it?
Now this is very practical, children. When you plan a trip, you have different opinions. So then you stand here as separate individuals.
Father says, okay, let's go to Kandy. But mother says, no, let's go to Trincomalee. The elder son may have a different idea. So he might say, okay, let's go to Jaffna. So likewise, they have different ideas on their destination. So the family is divided. Since the family is divided, we consider it as a plural noun. The family members have divided when they come to a conclusion, so that it is considered as a plural noun and it carries a plural verb. The family are planning different destinations for the trip.
Of course, they have different opinions, but they go to one place.
Yes, that's correct. Like our children when they plan their school trips. The committee have given their different views on the proposal. The committee, we know it's one unit, but if you have a look at the meaning of this sentence, you can clearly understand that they have different views. So they are divided.
Let me guess, sir. Now this pronoun there gives a clue there.
Correct. So we can consider committee as a plural noun in this sentence, and it should carry a plural verb. If we further explain on the next two, you can clearly understand that the jury, the litter of kittens, they also stand as plural nouns because according to the meaning of the sentences. According to the meaning of the sentence, jury is divided. The litter of kittens, what have they done?
They are running here and there.
So, one is in the kitchen, the other one is in the living room, the other one is in the bedroom. A litter of kittens have been running around the house making a mess. Shall we look at the next?
Yes.
Some collective nouns can be converted into plural forms in an interesting manner. Can you put this collective noun into plural form?
A pile of clothes, piles of clothes.
What about this one?
A team of players, teams of players.
Very soon, teams of players will be here in Sri Lanka to take part in LPL.
A gang of thieves can be gangs of thieves. A pack of cards can be packs of cards.
If you go to the bookshop, you can see packs of cards in the shelves. Moving to the next slide. Right, this is an activity for you. You have to read this paragraph and pick out the collective nouns.
Yes, children, I think you are ready now. Let us do it together. One day, a girl was going through a forest to hand over a bunch of flowers to her grandmother. Suddenly, she heard a sound of a herd of elephants. She was scared. She thought to hide behind a heap of stones. A swarm of bees was living there and she decided to run away. But a pack of wolves was moving at a distance and she decided to remain calm. Luckily, a crowd of people came that way, so she ran towards them.
The first one.
A bunch of flowers, a herd of elephants, a heap of stones, a swarm of bees, a pack of wolves, a crowd of people.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 collective nouns in this paragraph. Now, our children should have understood the basic idea about collective nouns, the grammar behind the collective nouns as well. And now, we are going to do some activities in order to see whether you can use them meaningfully in sentences. Look at this activity. You have to read these sentences carefully in order to fill in the blanks with the use of suitable collective nouns. Shall we give them some time?
Yes. Now you can see some words: herd, mob, suit, flight, audience, fleet. Now let us read the sentences, children.
Okay, you can start.
Yes. The fleet of the British Royal Navy was very strong in the 19th century. Disease reduced the farmers' herd from 90 to 65 cows. A mob of shouting people overturned cars and attacked the police station. Some spectators in the audience disagreed with the referee's decision. She lost her balance and fell down a flight of steps.
Yes, as you mentioned before, we have used the word mob to talk about a group of people, those who cannot be easily controlled. Look at the third example. A mob of shouting people overturned the cars and attacked the police station. So it gives the feeling to us that the people are unruly. They are behaving in a way that they cannot be controlled at all. Let's move to the next slide. It is from one of the activities in your textbook. You can take out your textbook, turn to page 76. Activity number 5. You have some words in box number 1 and some other words in box number 2. With the use of these words in these two boxes, you have to make meaningful phrases with the use of the collective nouns. Can you give it a try with the help of the children?
I'd love to. And I know that you all are also ready, children.
What about bunch?
A bunch of flowers.
Herd?
A herd of elephants.
Bundle?
A bundle of sticks.
Board?
A board of directors.
Pile?
a pile of newspapers, a flock of birds, a pack of wolves, a swarm of bees, a team of players.
Now we are going to move to the next slide. There is an activity which is little bit difficult. Let's see whether we can do this. Here there is a paragraph. You have to read this paragraph in order to find out the suitable words to fill in the blanks. But you should take some time. As I have told you, it's little bit difficult. So I'll give you some time to be ready. Okay, yesterday I went to the theatre to see a drama competition. You can start.
A troupe of dancers was on stage and a panel of judges were seated in front. There was one hermit in the drama with a congregation of worshippers. The audience were having different views on his performance, but he was selected the best actor. However, a crowd of spectators shouted against the decision.
When you have a look at the first one, a troupe of dancers. When you talk about dancers, you have to use the word troupe. The panel refers to a group of experts. Troupe of dancers was on stage because you consider it as a singular noun. But if you move to the fifth one, the audience were having different views on his performance. Now let's have a look at that one. When you have a look at that one, you can understand that the audience, though it stands as one unit, according to the meaning of the sentence, they are divided. Some say his performance, he performs very well. Some others say, oh, what a poor performance it was. So people had different opinions, so that the group has divided. So the audience were having different views on their performance. So that is why we use a plural verb there. Shall we have a look at the next activity?
Yes.
It's a workbook activity. Children,
I think you have your workbooks with you, children. This is page 68, activity 4.
right. A group of men, a class of pupils, a gang of thieves. Now you have to fill in the rest of the blanks in order to make meaningful phrases with the collective nouns. Can you do that one?
I think the children are ready by now.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. A panel of,
Judges,
a staff of.
teachers,
Can you tell me some more phrases
team
with
of
collective
players.
nouns?
a team of players, a board of officials,
Let's have a look at the animals. A brood of chickens, a shoal of fish, a litter of cubs. What about the next?
a herd of cows, an army of lions, a brood of chicks, a shoal of fish,
Let's have a look at the next. A collection of coins, a clutch of eggs. What about this?
a pack of cards, a fleet of ships, a range of mountains, a set of rules, a bunch of grapes.
Okay, now we are coming to the end of our lesson. At the beginning, I told my children that the word group cannot be used to talk about each and every collection. By now, you have understood that different groups have different names: a herd, a troop, a panel, a heap. So that is what we want to inculcate in you. You have learned how to use the collective nouns meaningfully in sentences. Nirmala?
Yes, thank you, Damika sir. I think we have come to the end of the program today. Hope you have learnt a lot. So, my dear children, until we meet again, stay blessed.